Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sarah Sperber. I am a real estate agent in the Northern Nevada market, and I'm here to give you today some tips about how to declutter your home to make sure that it sells fast and for top dollar. So if you're thinking about listing your home, or if your home is already on the market, you're gonna wanna pay attention for these tips. Okay, so when I have this conversation with my sellers, I always start with the timeline, right? Start with your ideal timeline for selling and then reverse engineer. So selling will dictate when it lists, and listing will dictate when you have to do everything else to get it ready to list, right? So we want to start at the end and reverse engineer. Another tip I have is try to be objective. I know that material objects, especially those in the home, can have a significant sentimental value, but you have to remember that a buyer, aka a perfect stranger, presumably, is not going to care about your family heirlooms. Your stuff is not gonna have the same value to a stranger as it does to you, especially without any memories or any of that kind of like tied to it. So try to be objective. You also have to remember that the largest demographic of home buyers right now are millennials. Millennials are younger, right? They want, in general, and now I'm not speaking about all millennials, I happen to love antiques and old stuff, but like I'm not the norm. In general, millennials want new, they want fresh, they want trendy, they want stuff that they can change out from time to time. So even if you have like a beautiful antique piece from your grandma, great grandma, or whatever, like the millennial buyer more often than not is not going to care about that. They want cheap stuff so that they can change it out when they feel like it. Here's another one that's a hard pill to swallow, but this is a conversation that I often have to have with sellers at a listing appointment, is that even though you love it, even though it came from a family member who you care so much about, your stuff isn't that valuable. If it's a high-end antique or it has some kind of significance, it was, designed by somebody famous. Okay, I'm not talking about that. And so now we're gonna talk about how we're gonna get rid of some of the clutter and some of the chaos in ways that are going to serve you as you are trying to make a move from the house you're in to somewhere else. So if you know that you're selling because you're moving somewhere else, you can start your packing process as part of your pre-listing process. So you're gonna wanna kind of divide everything into a few different camps, or a few different piles, if you will. You're gonna have stuff that you are keeping and moving to the next house. You are gonna have stuff that you are donating or giving away. You're gonna have stuff that you maybe are gonna try to leave and negotiate with the buyer, either for price or, sometimes people leave washer dryer, sometimes people leave refrigerators, whatever. That kind of stuff, that's something that can be negotiated as terms of your listing. And then you're gonna have the stuff that's gonna get thrown away, right? As you're looking around and you start to compile all the throwaway things, just get them out now, because nobody wants to look at them when they're coming to your listing. And I'm just being real, but seriously, like if there's stuff that you're getting rid of anyway, that's all stuff that needs to go before people are starting to tour your home for showings. There is gonna be this temptation when you are going through all your stuff thinking, I'll just sell this or that, but I just want you to keep in mind, your stuff isn't as valuable as you think it is. And I know that's a harsh reality for a lot of sellers. If you are a Reno local, hot tip, on Kitski, there is a Savers, and they have this lime green building. You can just pull up with a carload of clothing, furniture, like whatever, lamps, kitchen stuff, whatever it is, you can pull up and leave it there, and then they allow you to fill out a form for a tax deduction. You can itemize everything that you dropped off and its value and take a sweet tax deduction for that. I mean, if that's not like saving the environment, saving money, like helping others, I don't know, that's kind of like the golden ticket in my book as far as like getting rid of stuff that you don't want anymore, but that's not complete trash. Overall, what I want you guys to think about when you are listing your home is that while you have a lot of amazing memories there, and I'm not trying to downplay it, or you have things that are of sentimental value to you, you have to imagine that the buyer's walking in and trying to picture their own life. So the more blank canvas you can make it, the better off it's gonna be. Minimize personal photos, any like level of stuff, trinkets, clutter, knickknacks on shelves, on your TV stand, on your nightstand, like any surface. The more clean and blank you can make it appear, the better. All right, you guys, I want to know from you, what are the hardest things when you're thinking about listing your home? What's your thing that you don't want to let go of when you're thinking about selling? Let me know in the comments below. If you are thinking about selling, I would love to help you out with that. I am a realtor in the Reno, Sparks, Carson City market. There's a link to do that in the description box below. I would love to hop on a call, help you strategize, maybe swing by your property and give you some pointers. All of this is free. No obligation, just a chance to see if we're a good fit to work together and get your questions answered. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button. I put out new videos every single week about the Northern Nevada housing market, the Reno Sparks lifestyle, and of course, all things to do with buying and selling real estate. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you next week.